The Mysterious Lotus Casebook Chinese drama was first aired on a Chinese video platform but ended after only 18 days. Many people didn't even know the show existed until it was finished. It was not until later that the plot matured and more people watched it. Then, the heat and popularity increased all the way. This is enough to show that this drama is not simple. The leader of the Wulan Alliance, who was once the #1 in the world, was poisoned and assassinated by a traitor after knowing that he was about to die. He did not feel resentful, did not plot revenge, or deliberately plan to regain everything. Instead, he stayed incognito, studied medicine, grew vegetables, cooked, and made money, raised a dog, and then had to accompany others to dominate the case-solving. Review of Mysterious Lotus Casebook. He once looked down upon all living beings, but slowly allowed himself to become one. The story begins 10 years ago. Li Xiongyi, the leader of the Sigu sect, is the #1 in the world with his martial arts skills such as the Xiongyi Taijian and is the light of the righteous Jianghu world. However, due to an appointment between Li Xiongyi and Defaisheng, the leader of the Jinyuan Alliance, they fought in the East Sea and both disappeared in the blue waves of the sea. Sigu sect and Jinyuan Alliance also suffered losses and gradually disappeared from the Jianghu. People have different opinions on whether Li Xiongyi lived or died in that battle, and it has become a major unsolved case in the Jianghu. Young hero Li Xiongyi. The young hero Li Xiongyi is already the best in the Jianghu at a very young age and is admired by people. He has a dream of eliminating the bullies and helping the downtrodden chivalrously, and establishes the Sigu sect, hoping to restore justice to the Jianghu. However, he was seriously injured in a conspiracy and almost died. He wanted to go back to a Sigu sect, but he accidentally discovered that there were so many people there who hated him. Along the way to the top, there were many people around him who admired and appreciated him, but there were also many who were secretly full of resentment. Li Xiongyi was full of youthful ambition with the supreme martial arts. He was naturally proud and had never thought deeply about the world's evils and the hardships of life, but after falling into the East Sea and being poisoned by Bicha, he discovered that everything he had experienced was just the tip of the iceberg in the vast world. Human life is too fragile. The Old O's and Brotherhood were all wiped out in the Battle of the East Sea. Except for Fang Duobing, who met later, everyone took it for granted that Li Xiongyi was dead. None of his former good brothers persisted in looking for him after he fell into the East Sea. The glorious years of the past 20 years became a joke. It turned out that he had always been lonely, but he never noticed it because of the halo over his head. So he chose to leave alone, penniless and not knowing where to go. He reluctantly took out the leader token of the Sigu sect, but the leader token, which could command the one sect in the world, only got a mere 50 taels of silver. Li Xiongyi, who was once high-spirited, had to accept his ordinary self, so after Li Xiongyi was reborn, he gradually changed from the unrivaled Li Xiongyi to Li Lianhua, who was content with sunbathing and planting radishes. Li Lianhua. The world was cruel to Li Xiongyi, and these cruelties eventually gathered into a tower, causing Li Xiongyi to fall into the East Sea, live in a fishing village, and become Li Lianhua. 10 years later, Li Lianhua, a traveling doctor in the countryside, walked around the Jianghu, dragging a mobile building named Lianhua Lotus. He met Fang Duobing, a passionate young man who dreamed of being a hero and bringing peace to the world. The two solved strange cases together, and later met Defaisheng, who had always regarded Li Xiongyi as his rival. The three of them formed a deep friendship in the process of solving the cases in a playful manner. The world has kissed my soul with its pain, asking for its return in songs. Li Lianhua had no interest in Jianghu affairs, but accidentally got involved again, and then continued to solve cases and rescue people, and finally completed the long journey of self-transcendence. Li Lianhua has that soft but cold sense of alienation. He went through drastic changes. He had almost no martial arts skills and was physically fragile. The past bustling surroundings now changed to only a dog and a broken building. He was dying, but still living a good life. He had learned to grow vegetables and cook with not bad skills. The atmosphere of life in the Lianhua building is very strong with pots and pans. wooden tables and benches, the remaining space to grow vegetables, and the occasional apron, making people almost forget that the person in front of them is still the light of people in Zhenghu. Li Lianhua used her gentleness to reconcile with others and then used his loneliness to digest the blow Li Xiongyi had experienced. From then on, there was no longer Li Xiongyi in the world, only the ordinary Li Lianhua. Mysterious Lotus Casebook ending. At the end of the story, Li Xiongyi presented the Wangchuan flower that could cure his life to the emperor, bringing peace to the world. He unlocked the Buddhist bead bracelet that symbolizes their love, allowing the lover to bravely pursue her own happiness. He broke his famous sword Shaoxi. He used his last bit of inner force to save the dying chick on the roadside. Completing this long farewell to the world, he jumped off the cliff, missed the appointment of a duel in the East Sea, and wrote the last words on the boat. Everything seemed to indicate that Li Xiongyi was dead. However, the last letter said, "The boat passed away from now on, and the river and sea will spend the rest of my life." Maybe Li Xiongyi is really dead, but Li Lianhua is still alive, Fang Duobing said. As long as I don't see Li Xiongyi's body for a day, I will find him even if I have to dig 3 feet into the ground. Difai Sheng said, "No one can replace the promise between you and me." Li Xiongyi's life and death once again became an unsolved case in the world.